Hello guys, we want to make an animation of two gear wheels rotating against each other by using the assembly for Workbench. So we start by ensuring that our design command is at the part. Then we click on a new workspace. Then we will create two axles. The first axle, we will give a radius of 4 meters. You can do that by clicking on one of the axles, probably the lower one. Then you go to the property. Then from property, we have attachment. Then we have base. At the base, you can click on the placement. You can see the angle positions. Then again, you click on the cylinder. After the base, there's a cylinder where you can now adjust the radius, height, or angle. So we've changed this one from 2 to 4. Then we go back to the first, or rather the other cylinder. Then we transform it to be on top of the other. Then we press OK. From there, we click all the cylinders, then we union them. This to join them and ensure that it is one solid axle. Then from there, we will go to the gears command, which is here. But if you still don't have it in your software, you can go to Tools, then you click on Add-ons, and you can always look for it here. It is called FreeCAD gears, somewhere. Then if you've not installed it yet, you can just click on it, then you install. Good, let's proceed. So we'll select the gear. And as you can see now, we have a build-up of a gear and an axle. So from here, we go back to part reference. Then you turn off the axle. We make a new cylinder. Select the gear wheel, control button, then select the cylinder, then cut it. Yes, we cut it using this one. The other one is a reverse. Now we have a hole in the gear wheel. And we can bring back our axle. So we can move the gear wheel above the axle so that they don't touch each other. So we transform it just slightly above it. I guess that's okay. Then now we can give them some nice color. So we start with the axle. We right click on the axle. Then we go to appearance. Then I'll choose brass. And there's my color. With the gear wheel, I right click again, appearance, then shape color, I will do that one. Yes. Now we close. Now we go to assembly 4 workbench. So we make a new assembly 4 workbench for model. Then we make 2 parts by clicking on the new part command. We call it axle. Another part, we will call it gear wheel. Then we click on the part to access the axle and the gear wheel. Then we drag the axle to the axle, the gear wheel to the gear wheel part folder by dragging it. So now we are going to set up the components by using the insert parts. So we click it, we click on the axle, then insert, click on it again. Then choose the parent assembly, click on it, then okay. Now we are going to turn off the axle under the parts by hiding them, and the gear wheel. So we are going to set in another axle by clicking the same function based on the axle. So we parent assembly, click on it, then okay. Now we have 2 axles cojoined. We are going to separate them. So we move one of them. So I select number 2, go to assembly, then attachment, then position. Then I'll move them along the x-axis. So let's say 15. There. Now we have 2 axles. Now We are going to import a gear wheel in shape, then select gear wheel, insert, yes. Select axle number 1, then click on it, then select OK. Another gear wheel, the same icon, same process, gear wheel, insert, then select in gear wheel number 2, axle number 2, then OK. Now we have 2 gear wheels. So we are going to move them down. So you can select gear wheel number 1, I think along the Z axis. Let's call it negative 13. I think should be 10. Sorry. Let's just position them well. Let me do 12. So this should also be 12. This gear wheel number 1. The second gear wheel should also be 12 for a leveled conjoinment, negative 12, sorry. It's opposite direction. Yes. Now we move them down. And now we are going to make now we are going to make a variable by selecting this. Then type a main name. We call it maybe move. You can give it any name. Do the value at 0. Then OK. So from here, we are going to set the move variable by, we start by clicking on gear number 1. Then we go to attachment and assembly. Assembly, attachment. We go to assembly, attachment, angle. So we tap variable. Then we search for the move constant. Then we save. Then we go to gear wheel number 2. We do the same. Angle. We go to angle. Then we search for variable. and then move. Now go to the gear wheels icon at the top, click it. You can search for the move. This one should be 360 degrees. And now you can see our gear wheels. And you realize that our gear wheels are running in the opposite direction. So we need to adjust that. So what we will do, we press stop. We click one of the gear wheels. So I choose the lower gear wheel. Then we go to angle. Then I type multiplied by -1. Then okay. Then I run it again. Then now we have a moving gear wheel in assembly 4 workspace. And there we've achieved our objective. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my YouTube and support me where possible.